Sure.
Ya, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for late night discussions because we don't have enough time for today since Warner Sensei has a busy and overload activity, but I already request for his time to come up with the online meeting. And Alhamdulillah, thank you to Warner Sensei already on the screen come up with us. Before I welcome Prof. Peter John Warner to deliver some kind of our collaborative and ASEAN Youth Forum and discussion about Japan Association for Human Security Studies. And we have tentatively program for TUIIS 2023, and the definitive time will be on April. And this one will be elaborated by Prof. Peter John Warner, since before pandemic we have a good collaboration with TUIIS, and another one we have AYF. We plan it the one in Makassar, in Maros in South Sulawesi, and the one in somewhere else in Japan. Prof. Peter will define it soon, but through the Balsamo, it is the good one for us to join Balsamo, because this is the NPO registration under Japan government, so they have the ability to invite everyone to come to Japan. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Peter John Warner to elaborate our sessions about the Indonesia and Japan cooperation, or what is the working cooperative or any kind of research collaboration between Indonesia and Japan. Please welcome Professor Dr. Peter John Warner.
Okay. First of all, let me say where I'm working with at this point in time. As you can see, I am a director for Tohoku University with the Japan Association for Human Security Studies. This is a association which has yearly conferences, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later. But we have directors from about 40 universities in Japan. So a specific, each university chooses a director to be on the Japan Association for Human Security Studies board. So I am on the board of directors and very active with this organization. Second of all, I work in the Graduate School of International Cultural Studies. I've been in this graduate school for 19 years. So I've been here for quite a while. And also I am I founded the Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching over 11 years ago. And I am also currently the International Conference Coordinator and work very strongly with them and international events abroad. So basically, first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about what Tohoku University is. Tohoku University is a Japanese national university located in Miyagi in Tohoku region, Japan. It was established in 1907. It was the third imperial university in Japan and among the first 3 designated national universities, along with University of Tokyo and Kyoto University. Tohoku University is a top-ranking university in the Global Universal Project. This is a project which is a English. They chose about 12 schools, national schools all over Japan that have English graduate school programs that specialize in areas of human security or other areas for students. And this is our university has been ranked as #1 by the Japan Times Higher Education since 2020. So we used to be #3, now we're up to #1. Our university has 3 core values, basically research first, open doors, and practice-oriented research and education. So Tohoku University is ranked as one of the highest because of the large amount of research opportunities for the graduate students and for the faculty who work here and for other joint research ventures with other universities. The Global University Project here, the two specializations at Tohoku University are in global diversity and also language sciences. I actually work specifically in the language sciences and the human securities area that is assigned in that area also. I just want to mention a couple of things on what might help people as perspectives for writing in preparing for doing research in conferences that we have coming up. Basically, there are two types of writing. There's writing for the sake of the writer, trying to explain what we believe or understand and explaining it from our understanding only. And then there's also writing for the sake of the reader, where we actually try to look at the function and cause the reader to change their current thought or thoughts and provide evidence or reasons they should change their thoughts. And you also, if you're writing for the sake of the reader, we're thinking of who is the reader. And this is very important for us while we're trying to do publication, because each publication has a certain reader populace and they have certain expectations. And so we need to meet those expectations when we're trying to write and publish. So basically, when we write, there are 4 characteristics of writing that are very common that are talked about. Value, being valuable, persuasive, being persuasive, having a good organization, and having a clearly written paper. Now, many of the journals will give us specifications on how we should organize our research when we try to publish it, or how we should make it clearer, reducing redundancies, getting rid of wordy phrases or other things. But actually, the most important part of your research should be the value. What value is your paper? So you need to think about, why is this important? And is it going to be important for the reader? And furthermore, can you persuade that reader to your thought ideas in this area, or your perspectives that you have on how you perceive the situation? So valuableness and the persuasiveness of your article is probably the most important thing in the real world. And many of us who are writing in the graduate school, yes, as graduate students, the professors will read and they will go through the papers, they will correct them and give you much advice to make sure that your papers will be organized. But usually the professors are not reading always for value. They're reading your paper because you are enrolled in the school, and it's their duty or obligation to try and help you be sure to graduate. Once you get out and you graduate from university, and you are actually a professor or someone, then you have to think of the valuable aspects of your paper and how persuasive it is, because this is the real world. And if there is no unique ideas, or it is not valuable to the reader, usually the journal will set the article aside and maybe not consider your article. So value-driven writing actually is driven by making sure that it has a purpose, making sure it's meaningful, making sure it's applicable. Is it important? And likewise, unique information. Now, not just new information. We can always have you can always do research on many things. For example, I could go into a classroom and I could count the number of students who are in the class, and I can state, okay, there are 32 students inside the classroom. This would be new information to anybody outside because they don't know how many students are in the classroom. However, is this valuable information? Not really. It's not valuable. It's new information, but is not really that important to the reader or whoever is outside. So the information that we're trying to express and present should be very important, but it should be very unique in some way. There should be something different. This is this will help you get acceptance to present in international conferences, or actually do presentations, or even publishing in journals. And likewise, making sure you write clearly. Making sure you write clearly. How clear your paper is written is very important. So basically, I'm moving away from those are just the areas I wanted to cover today, just very briefly, on what you can do to make sure you do a well-developed presentation or publication for a journal in international journals. Now I'd like to move to the JAHSS, Japan Association for Human Security Studies conference that will be taking place this next week, November 5th through the 6th. This year, we will be having the conference for the first time. Actually, in 2018, we had many Indonesian students come over with Professor Weke, and actually went to the Japan Association for Human Security Studies in Tokyo and did presentations there. Before that, they came to did the TUIIS conference here at Tohoku University. We hope to do some joint collaboration again this next year in 2023. But this year in 2022, finally, we're back to face-to-face conference. And it's actually at Reitaku University in Tokyo. In Kashiwa, Chiba, which is near Tokyo. So this conference is also, they are doing it online. So if you'd like to go to the homepage, you can go to the homepage and you can access and see. But these are some of the presentations that are going to be presented on November 5th. Such as from one of them to a police force, and another one on militarization of food security in Indonesia, development, agrarian conflict, and human security. And then we'll have a presentation on the pandemic, followed by counterterrorism operations in Africa. These are just a number of international presentations that will be done at this conference, all in English. So if you'd like to check up on this conference, please feel free to go to this website here, www.jahss-web.org, and you can see the conference guidelines on how you can actually attend the conference if you want to listen to the presentations this year. And this would give you an idea of what type of presentations you could prepare for and apply to present a presentation next year in November. The Tohoku University Interdisciplinary International Seminar for 2023, which we're proposing. This is a very tentative date. It is not finalized yet. It can't be finalized, but you can expect possibly around November 10th to the 12th, possibly, for the 2 days of presentations. And then also November 12th to the 14th, we hope to have like AYF events, probably having students involved doing some type of presentations on November 12th as well. And November 12th through the 14th for 3 days, having the students have an AYF here in Tohoku also. So we're looking at sort of joining these two possibly together on the 12th, so that the AYF and the participants of the TUIIS can actually interact with each other for at least one day. So this is the home page. If you do open up our home page, you can look at our publications of the past joint conferences we've done, including the last conference in 2018, which was face-to-face here at Tohoku University by the TUIIF. Further, and in the publications area, you can see the international conferences that will be coming up. Please note that you will see that we have no international conferences set abroad until December of 2023, except for now we're setting up this November conference. So we will actually have November of 2023 will probably be the next conference we have. So please feel free to access this homepage, and you can get updates on the upcoming conferences that we will be having. And that basically is what I have to present today. If you have questions, or I hope that this gives you some general ideas of what's coming up, some plans that we can prepare for the future conferences.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Prof. Peter John Warner. If you don't mind, would you like to elaborate more about the ASEAN Youth Forum? What does it mean? Because somehow maybe one or a couple of friends of ours who are joining us online for tonight, they are not recognized what is ASEAN Youth Forum. And the second one, would you like to elaborate what is Tohoku University Interdisciplinary International Seminar? This is the initiative of Prof. Peter through the approval of the graduate program of Tohoku University. Please, Professor.
Okay, first of all, Asian Youth Forum is a group of students, usually 18 to 22 years old. Most of them are college students. The students basically meet and try to understand the cultures of other Asian countries and interact all in English. So it's basically where students actually live in they stay in either hotel or a dormitory, depending on what facilities are available. And usually we have students will share rooms with students of other nationalities, and they will be able to interact and actually learn more about the other culture through the 3 days and become very good friends and understand more about what's important for regarding issues of human security in all of the Asian countries. The students usually prepare group presentations. They talk about their own country and the culture. They share their culture with the other students, and they also talk about human security issues that may be concerns in their country, and we have discussions that follow up on those presentations by the students. We try to get students to be interactive and give them the opportunity to become leaders, so that then when they go back to their back to school or back to their country, they can hopefully make their ideas, how would I say, share their ideas with students back at home. And so this is these people who come to AYF usually become very active leaders when they return home, and may start a small group of students to do some project possibly environmental projects or educational projects, but become very active in their own community when they actually come home. Because the EYF tries to incorporate a sense that we as one person can make a big difference. And even though we see that things are very difficult, we should try, and we should make every effort possible to try and improve and make our community and society better, and therefore strive for peace and understanding of all cultures. So this is the whole idea behind the Asian Youth Forum. So that if you are interested in the Asian Youth Forum, we will have an application online at the Bolt site. And I will also share information with universities such as Professor Weke, and you can actually apply to the conference. There is a minimal fee. Usually we don't try to make it too expensive, but we must cover our costs. Unfortunately, we don't have enough support from companies or other organizations. So we do have to ask fees to help cover the hotel fees or the room fees for renting. Sometimes we can reduce some of the fees, but paying for the food and lodging and transportation and all those areas really is necessary. So usually we will sometimes try to help students get money in their country. We can provide a letter or provide some programs to the students so they can show them to companies or something in their country. Maybe they can try and get money through some companies or somebody to sponsor them. This has been done. Or students somehow try to raise the money themselves if they really want to go to an event and travel. So this is what we do in the Asian Youth Forum. The Tohoku University Interdisciplinary International Seminar is for almost all areas: education, human security issues that deal with all of the areas of sustainability, environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, all the sustainability issues that are discussed in the United Nations. These are also discussed through separate groupings that we try to set up the presentation so that the groups of presentations are very similar in the areas during the conference. We may have 2 rooms depending on the number of students, or not students, but mostly usually it's professors and teachers that are actually presenting at the interdisciplinary international seminars. So the teachers or the professors who are presenting at this usually have been working on their presentation for at least 6 months, gathering data. They turn in the abstracts usually by June. Usually the call for papers is by June 15th or so, because we need time to process and prepare for international travel and getting letters of invitation to enter Japan. So usually we will accept the abstracts in June, and you will get an answer by July of whether your abstract is accepted or not. And then a letter of invitation is sent. Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching is a non-profit organization. It has been here for 12 years. And we have the authority to write letters and to sponsor people so that they can get through immigration to come here and present. So we have not been having any problems with that. So usually the letters of invitation come through BALT Outreach for Learning and Teaching. However, the conference is usually held at Tohoku University. So the government also knows that we're doing this at a national university. So they usually grant the visas with no problem, as long as we are actually it goes through this organization. So Bolt Outreach for Learning and Teaching has been working through this. We have a newsletter which is published, and we do publish the titles and everything in the newsletter online. We do not have a journal yet. We are talking about it. So we'll see how that evolves. But when that does happen, we will let you know. If that's possible, we will have the articles published inside a journal through the web page that we have online, or up till now, we have done publications through other organizations. So the people actually present at the TUIIS, but the presentations are actually published in another human securities journal or a journal in the same area of culture studies that we have made a joint partnership with, that is working with Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching. So this is basically what happens with these two different conferences.
Thank you, Prof. Peter, or we call it Warner Sensei, for this two kind information. So actually the establishment of Tohoku University Interdisciplinary International Seminar is a kind of collaborative work with us. So you can submit any kind of abstract since today, and then if your abstract already accepted, even thought that we will accept it until April, and by early April, Peter will announce the date of the program, and then you can plan your traveling to Japan since on April. So you have plenty time. It will be about more than 6 months before to buy a ticket, to go to the embassy and see the possibilities how to come, and in the same times you can book the hotel near from the Kawauchi campus, because 2 years before the program, before the pandemic, we have more than 100 people came to Tohoku, and then in the time 1 year before pandemic, we have more than 20 or 30 people came to Kawauchi on their own
Yes.
arrangements. So please beware, for those who are students, you can participate to AWF, and we plan it in Sendai, or somewhere else in
Yes.
Tokyo.
We most likely it'll be Sendai, but it might have to be Tokyo. I don't know yet. We're still confirming the location.
Okay.
But most likely it'll probably be in Sendai. But if we can get the rooms, if I can get rooms through Tohoku University to use, then we might use Sendai most likely.
Okay, because I'm thinking that we have the access to Olympics, the first Olympic in Asia, in Tokyo.
Yes,
It
yes.
might be another option for us to do it. But
This is another
I
option,
will
yes.
put this side to you to decide whether it is in Tokyo or in Sendai. Both place is the same good for us. And
Yes.
one more things that we plan another one ASEAN Youth Forum in August. I will let you know the date, but somehow in August next year. And then another Balsamo program on the same times in Maros in South Sulawesi. And then
Yes.
it might be this is the two project of us. It is in one in Maros and one in Japan. And it is a
Yes.
very good if we can make it ASEAN Youth Forum through in November next year, because the weather is very good at the time. It is already in fall, and then
Yes.
since it might be this this month or last month, the Japan already open for everyone to come up. And
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, Balsamo is the NPO registered under the Japan government. So based on our experience through the Balsamo, it is a very good one to invite people to come, and it is already proven that through the Balsamo paper, they can go to the embassy or the general consulate to apply for a visa for that kind of program. I would like to hand over to the floor if you have any kind of questions or any kind of questions, respond to our session for tonight. We discussed about the possibilities of us to have the collaboration between Indonesia and Japan. In the same times, we have the possibilities to have the program between us in Indonesia and Japan, since we have two programs right here, ASEAN Youth Forum at the same times, and we have another one, Tohoku University Interdisciplinary International Seminar. The last things, we have another one is a Japan Human Security Program. So for those who can come to Japan, so we will have at least one time to buy a ticket. You can have 3 opportunities to go there. And one more things that we plan ASEAN Youth Forum and another summer course in Maros, because Tohoku University, they have expertise in intercultural, they have expertise in environment, and Prof. Peter already supervised thesis, doctoral thesis on the environment from Indonesia. So he has expertise in these issues. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any kind of proposal for our next program, I'm more than happy to invite you. Or Ibu Yuli, Madam Yuli, you have any kind of suggestions about our cooperation between Indonesia and Japan through the STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru? Yeah, I already mentioned, Sensei, before to you that we have good cooperation right now with the STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru, somewhere else location between Makassar and Parepare. You already came Parepare. So I invite to Madam Yuli to say something.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm from STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru. Maybe one suggest for Mr. Peter John Warner. What about if we make one collaboration about academic writing, and maybe it take place, I mean, through online and once a week, because I see the material is good for us, but the time is too limited. What about if we have long time, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours?
Okay, thank you, Madam Yuli. Before I hand over the mic to Sensei, I just want to say to Sensei, if you have time, maybe you can let me know in advance, so we can make another academic writing session with the student and lecturers from Kapil University. Hold on, Sensei. I would like to invite a friend of us from Yen Bone. Yeah, if there is anyone to have any comment or proposal, or what the program that we can go further between Sensei in Tohoku University and Yen Bone, it might be possible to say it now, so I can arrange with the sensei, as well as Madam Yuli already proposed that we have academic writing under the cooperation between Balsamo Outreach and the university here in Indonesia. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, Warner Sensei already traveled throughout the Indonesia. We went to Jambi together, we went to Maluku, Ambon, Papua, Raja Ampat, Makassar, Parepare, and somewhere else in Indonesia. Fortunately, past 2 years, we have the pandemic, so Warner Sensei has no time to go with us. Another possibilities that we will have, he will travel to Manila. So during his residence in Manila, we can join the Three Angel Cooperation, Indonesia, Philippines, and Manila, and somehow in Vietnam, because our because Sensei through the Balsamo has a very good cooperation between Japan and Balsamo to Vietnam. So we will have this kind informations. I invite a friend of us from Bone, if you want to say some things about the proposal through the Madam Yuli of STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru. She proposed to have the academic writing class. So I will arrange it soon from the sensei. Dr. Muhammad Zuhri, if you want to say something, sir. Yeah, it might. Yeah, I would like to invite Prof. Peter to respond through the proposal of STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru.
Okay.
Please welcome Prof. Peter.
It is possible to do some academic seminars like I have done with Dr. Weke in the past. I really enjoyed working with the people individually when I did go to Indonesia in the past. Doing online is a possibility. There is a lot of the academic things I talked about. There is a lot of free presentations by very famous professors of universities, such as Steven Pinker and others on academic writing. If you just search online, I use actually many of these presentations in my academic writing classes at Tohoku University, and as well as my teaching the course myself for my graduate students and my undergraduate students. Actually, I teach this last semester alone, I taught 3 specialized academic writing courses for undergraduate students in a 15-week course, and I taught a graduate student course of academic writing, which were students got credits for. Because Tohoku University is a university that has high expectations on academic research, the students here are also expected to write academic papers and publish more than students from other universities. So therefore, this is one program that I have to work very strongly with to help develop students' abilities to write in this area. I feel that up till I could possibly do something maybe after April, as Dr. Weke has said, but before April of 2023, I'm really going to be very busy with my sabbatical in the Philippines because I'm doing special research for publications that I'm actually working on once I return to make sure that they get published. And I will need a lot of time to gather the data for the education system in Philippines, which I'm actually doing my research on. So therefore, I really would like to do something online with you before April and help, but I'm afraid I really can't do that. But I can work something out with Dr. Weke possibly after April of 2023. And I hope that I can do that.
Say, when do you plan to go to Manila?
I plan to go to Manila. I'm leaving in 10 days. So I'll be leaving on the 24th to go to Manila. And I will be there till April 1st.
24th of October.
24th of October, yes. And I will be there till April 1st, yes.
And you will be in Manila until April.
Till April 1st, yes.
Okay, so if you don't mind, during your sabbatical leave in Manila, so it might be a good one for us to have any kind of discussions about education in Southeast Asia. So it might be this is will be our collaborative research, and we will present it in TUIIS next year. And one more thing, I already contact Melvin Jabar, and he is willing to join with us. So if you have time, so I'm more than happy to do this one, educations in language education in Southeast Asia. So you have data from Philippines. I will have data from Indonesia. I will have data from Malaysia and Thailand. And you will have the data from Philippines, Vietnam, and maybe you can contact a friend of us from Cambodia. So it might be a very good one for us to write down about language education in Southeast Asia. So this will be our project for this 2022 to 2023, and then we will invite a lot of people to come and join with us. And secondly, because you have a very good connection with a friend of us in Vietnam, so it might be this is a collaborative research under the Balsamo outreach, and you can put the call for participant or any kind of the word that it might suits for this one. And I will try my best, because next week we will have another program in Southeast Asia through Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. So I will try my best to invite more friends to join. And then you can provide the email to accept the abstract, and they can submit soon to the email that you provide, and then the announcement in Balsamo outreach website before you depart to Manila. And then we will try our best to have it on the early April to get them if it accepted to go to Japan in the April, and we will announce the date after you arrive in Tohoku in April, and then they have at least 7 months to go to prepare to Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very good productive discussion tonight, even it is the late evening. I would like to thanks to everyone for those who joined. I apologize because my brother, Dr. Muhammad Zuhri, cannot speak because he has the limitation of the headset. But if anyone from Bone would like to say something, I'm more than happy, because we will have the triangle cooperation between Setia Abdul Haris and STKIP Muhammadiyah Bone and Yayan Bone to do this kind of project in the near future. Sensei, Madam Yuli, she is on the language education, English language education program, and soon this college will go to university, Muhammadiyah University of Baru, at the same times that we go together to Muhammadiyah University in Parepare. So it might be let me now, in the near future, during your residence in Philippines, if we can make one session in a month, it might be 1 hour session in a month. So it is a very good to do this kind of collaboration, since after 3 years, maybe we didn't go to Japan. So everyone are aware to go to Japan soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we have still 3 to 5 minutes times. If you have any kind of comments, any kind of questions to Sensei, or any kind of proposal, because this is a very good one. Madam Yuli already provide us as a proposal for academic writing. It's a very good one. And then we will have another collaborative research about language education in Southeast Asia, because we have the possibilities, even we don't travel to all over the countries in Southeast Asia, but we can manage to gather data since Prof. Peter has a good connection with the ASEAN Youth Forum in Vietnam, Cambodia, and I will help from the side of Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Brunei. So we will have a very good this one. Yeah. Anyone want to say before I invite once more to Prof. Peter to have the closing statement and some arrangement of our collaboration between Indonesia and Japan under the Balsamo outreach? Yeah. Anyone want to say? You can raise your hand or write down on the chat box. Yeah, but if you don't, because this is the late evening, so sorry about this one. I would like to invite once more Professor Dr. Peter John Warner to have the closing statement and some arrangement of our collaborative research and collaborative program to us. Prof. Peter, time is yours.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who has joined us tonight, this late hour, and meeting my schedule. It's been very nice talking with all of you. Regarding Yuli's request for possibly doing something online, I will try to work with Professor Weke, and maybe while I'm in the Philippines, maybe once a month, I might be able to set up 1 hour. Once a week might be difficult, but maybe I could set up something maybe for once a month for a 1 hour discussion, and do that for 3 months while I'm over there, 3 to 4 months while I'm over there. It's possible I can work up something to discuss or to help the people who are interested in trying to improve their writing skills and actually get their articles more more appropriate for academic journals if they are trying to get into international journals. So thank you very much for listening, and I do hope to see many people here in Japan next year, and I hope that we can do our joint ventures together to make successful seminars and presentations in our future.
Thank you, Prof. Peter. So this is a very good one, a productive discussion, since not only from STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru and Yayen Bone, we have our colleague and friend of us from IAI Al-Amanah Jeneponto, somewhere else in the southern part of South Sulawesi. So if you can arrange, Sensei, it will be on the 6th of November. In the afternoon, we can have one online meeting to discuss about the cooperation between STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru, Yayen Bone, and IAI Al-Amanah Jeneponto. It might be we can, even it is an online program, we can sign any MOU between us, so it might be a good one for administrative purpose for us in Indonesia to enhance this kind of cooperations. So I put on the schedule 6 November, inshallah, at 4 o'clock afternoon.
This is a conference that you're having there in Indonesia, 6th of November?
Not the conference, but only the roundtable discussion online.
Oh,
Sensei.
roundtable
For
discussion
us,
online,
yeah.
okay.
And the output is MOU between us in Indonesia and Balsamo
Okay,
to
okay.
announce once again that we will have the AYF and TUIIS
Okay.
program.
Okay, okay, sure. Would have no problem with getting together to discuss the MOU and also the working towards this new proposal to work with you. Yes. I
Yeah,
can do that.
so because this is the possibilities for us to have, let me write down here. It will be 6th of November, inshallah. Yeah, I will try to invite a friend of us from Indonesia for those who want to sign MOU to Balsamo Outreach. So we will have STKIP Muhammadiyah Baru, we have Ian Bone, we have another one, IAI Al-Amanah Jeneponto, and another one, we have our friend from STAI DDI Maros, another one near from the Makassar, the host university for AYF the next August in Indonesia, inshallah.
Sure, we could do that. That's possible for that. No problem.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of our discussion since we have the arrangement, inshallah, for 6th November to do. And Sensei already say with us that he can join us at least once a month for our arrangement or our discussions to do another one of to enrich our cooperation. Thank you very much for everyone joining us for these sessions. This is the end of TUIIS 2022, and I do apologize if during the moderator anything's it is not comfortable for us, and thank you to Prof. Peter John Warner from Tohoku University, founding director of Balsamo Outreach. And then if you can invite a friend of us, Prof. Peter, on the 6th of November from Philippines, from Vietnam to join, I'm more than happy to have it, so we can discuss about our collaborative research about language education in Southeast Asia. Without further ado, I'd like to end our discussion, and for those who are Muslim, I invite you to recite Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Thank you for everyone. Have a nice evening. Yeah, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Prof. Peter, Madam Yuli,
Thank you very much.
Dr. Zuri, Dr. Adnan, and everyone, Pak Rahmat Rizal from STAI DDI Maros.